So Aunt Jemima is being canceled, and I personally think it's stupid. That's just my take on it. I do not speak for every person of color out there, no more than those persons of color who are offended by it, which I don't think there's really much more than maybe 1%, but they don't speak for the other 99%. Because growing up, I do not recall ever sitting at my breakfast table, dinner table, whatever, looking at a bottle of syrup and feeling pain, hurt, resentment, or offense. And not just me, that was true for my siblings. My parents didn't say anything, grandparents, cousins, aunts, uncles. We were never ever offended by a syrup bottle. And if you are, again, I think you need psychological help. You realize you just removed Black representation from the food industry. You're getting rid of Uncle Ben. You're getting rid of now Aunt Jemima, who again was not blatantly offensive. This is the image of Aunt Jemima I remember growing up with. Beautiful Black woman. What's offensive by it? What's offensive by it? I can see if you are referring, because she's very beautiful. She is very beautiful woman. I saw my mother in that image, if anything. If you're referring to some of the original caricatures, I can at least get that. But no one grew up with those original caricatures, although the original caricatures were real individuals who made a fortune off of it. Nancy Green, Lillian Richard, Anna Robinson, Rosa Washington Riles, Anna Short Harrington, look them up. These were successful Black women who portrayed Aunt Jemima over the century, or century and a half that it's been around, almost 2 centuries now, and they made a fortune off of the successful portrayals. But the current image that we've all grown up on over the last maybe 35 plus years that I can speak of, very beautiful woman, very beautiful. I don't see the problem. And you going to the quote unquote history is very problematic in reaching, because you can do that for almost anything and be offended. But we're living in this fake woke industry or culture that wants to be offended by absolutely everything. Because where does it end when you start talking about going to the history of something? What about days of the week now? If you're a person of faith or even an atheist, if you want to take it to that route, you could be offended by the days of the week. And just by saying it, because by saying it, you're paying homage to pagan gods. So as an atheist, you definitely would be offended, like, hey, wait, I don't believe in this God. And especially as a Christian, Muslim and Jew, or a Hebrew Israelite, because look at Sunday. Sunday, they worship the sun, Sun's Day. Monday, they worship, and that's why most Christians celebrate their services on Sunday. That was the day of worshiping the sun. Monday, Moon's Day. Tyr, the god of war, was worshipped on Tyr's Day, or as you now just refer to it as Tuesday. Wednesday is named to pay homage to the chief Norse god Woden, Woden's Day. We now just refer to it as Wednesday. Thursday was named to pay homage to the Norse god of thunder, son of Woden, Thor, Thor's Day, the god of thunder, which we should all know now thanks to Marvel Cinematic Universe and the superhero Thor. Friday was named to pay homage to the wife of Woden, Frigga, Frigga's Day, the goddess of love. Saturday was named to pay homage to the agricultural god Saturn, Saturn's Day. And you can do the same thing with Christmas. Christmas used to have nothing to do with Jesus. This was absolutely a pagan holiday, 100% top to bottom celebration of the winter solstice. Even cutting down an evergreen tree and bringing it to the home was a part of the winter solstice tradition, I believe, brought in from the Germanic section of Europe. They got drunk, they gave gifts to kids, slave masters, traded places with slaves for a day. They got rowdy and crazy. And then December the 25th fell smack down in the middle of the winter solstice. And it was the holiest day of the year, let alone the winter solstice itself. December the 25th was the birthday of the sun god Mithra. Now, of course, when the Roman Empire when Christianity became the official religion for the Roman Empire, in the 4th century, thanks to Emperor Constantine, they had to do away with some of their pagan ways, but the celebration of the winter solstice and the birthday of the sun god Mithra on December the 25th was just too holy, too big, too ingrained in their society to do that. So instead of doing away with their pagan way, they decided to just put a Christian face on it. So instead of the sun god Mithra, let's just put Jesus' face on it. Even though this has nothing to do with him, Jesus, aka Yeshua ben Yosef, was probably born in the fall, because when you think about it, let's see, he died around Passover. Passover is in March or April. 6 months prior to that is September or October, is when Jesus should have actually been born. And when you also look at the story of how the shepherds were out with their flocks at night, you're not going to be out in the heart of winter, even if it was the Middle East. So that had nothing to do with Jesus, and yet they just threw it on there. But you're talking about, well, the history. Where does it end? It's all about intent. Intent is what should matter the most. That's all I have to say. I think this whole woke cancel culture is very stupid. If you're not a person of color and you think it's stupid, it's okay to think so. Put it out there. You should say it. Call it for what it is. It's stupid. You'd be hard pressed to find a person of color who was ever offended by Aunt Jemima. You will probably find a couple, and even they are reaching, but the vast majority of people of color in this country were never offended by it. And what does it really even do to help end racism in the world, let alone in this country? What does it do? Nothing. So that's the video. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel, like this video, share this video. This is Bruce the Boss Brooks, and I'm out. Peace.